Yay!
Yay! Right now it's just you and me. I don't see
Okay.
the Denver yet, so.
Okay.
But I have someone that wants to be part of the show so bad.
Oh,
It's
taco!
Taco!
That'd be awesome.
He's like, Mom, Mommy, Mom. He's nicely cool, but he is the most anxious dog ever.
That's so cool. I was trying to get it in front of the exhibit, but it's so dark here. Here's the restaurant exhibit, but we have the lights turned off right now
Okay.
because we don't have a lot of divers. So the algae, we have to control the algae and stuff like that. So,
So you just keep the
yeah,
light. Oh, oh, that makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Well, I'm in my mermaid room. All I got is the mermaid behind me.
Oh, nice, nice.
That's it.
I could do a mermaid. We have stuff over there in the gift shop that are like mermaid pillows and mermaid everything. Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what
It's
what are you up to today?
so I typically in the mornings I dive from about 8:30 until lunchtime. I have three today. I fed the sawfish, and we feed the eels, and then we feed the sturgeon, and then we scrub and siphon a little bit. So a little bit of everything. Yeah,
I
it's
saw the video you posted of those sturgeon. Oh my god! I mean, I know they're big. Cause, like we have them here, and I see them.
yeah,
Like you can go up to like the Swanee River, and oh, and I've done like crazy camping nights where you're out
yeah,
at the
yeah.
state park, and you're at the and you wander around the park at night, and you wander out to the river, and everyone's enjoying a drink, and these sturgeon are jumping, and
Oh yeah, there's
um, it's like it sounds like a massive mullet. I mean, it's like doing the same. It's like bam, and you're like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, I couldn't imagine like paddling on that river and being nailed by.
Oh, we get
I
nailed
mean,
in the head because you know how they eat. They
yeah, how
eat
do they?
with their mouth comes all the way out, so take your head and just pull it up, and then you have to put the food up there, and then their mouth comes out and then grabs it. So it's intense.
Oh my gosh,
It is so crazy.
it looks crazy.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
how heavy would you say? Like to put it in perspective, so for someone who hasn't seen a sturgeon before, I mean they're like tarpon.
50.
I'm like they're like tarpon size. So they're
Our
like
Yeah,
big.
our biggest one is 100 pounds.
That's big. That's a
Yeah,
big.
yeah. They're endangered, so we have to feed them really well so they stay around.
And a sturgeon aren't sturgeons where you get like caviar from? Is that what sturgeons are known for? What am I thinking of?
No, I don't think so. And I honestly do not know that. But I isn't caviar saltwater?
Is it saltwater? I don't know. I don't eat caviar.
I can't afford it.
Especially right now. I don't know. I don't
Yeah, no. Yeah. So we have white and gray sturgeon. We have two different kind. Anyway, lots of stuff here.
know. Lots of stuff.
We did an
Uh,
online Zoom meeting this morning with an animal. That was interesting. It was fun.
what kind of animal? If you're in
A
a group.
sloth.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We have a
where
two-toed sloth.
is it? You have a two-toed sloth there? Oh my
Hmm.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I would just die. They're so cute.
her name is or his name, because when they gave it to us, they said it was a female. And you have to do a saliva test because it's not like you can part the hair and find out. So we had to do a saliva test, and it was actually a male. So it was
Oh,
named before we found out the true sex. So Aspen is her name, his name.
okay. Well, that's kind of a gender-neutral name.
Yeah,
You know,
um,
a
yeah,
tree is
totally.
neutral. An aspen tree is neutral, right?
Yeah,
So,
totally. I'm gonna go upstairs to see if I can. I think I should actually have better connection up here, but you can see our giant Pacific octopus.
oh my gosh! Yay!
Yeah, his name is Inca Bob, and is he out?
See the one where the guy was dancing that one day?
Yes, yeah, that's Inca Bob, and here is Inca Bob. He's sleeping.
Oh my
Wait,
god!
how do I do it?
Oh, I can
There.
see. Oh my gosh, he's huge.
The
So cool.
glare from the windows are terrible, but
Yeah, I
there he
can see.
is.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. So yeah, D is the one that takes care of him. And
And
so
yours is just like Michael
Octopus,
Jackson.
yeah, Octopus actually recognize their caregiver. So just like an animal, like Taco knows you,
Hmm.
this octopus knows D. So,
Oh wow. Well, they're smart, so
oh my gosh,
that
so
makes
smart.
complete sense. So,
Yeah.
yay. Well, it seems
Yay.
you're keeping yourself busy. I mean, like you got stuff to do despite everything else, like it being closed and everybody not coming to visit you as much. you know.
Yeah, there we're gonna start meet and greets this Saturday, but we can only take 4 people. You have to wear a mask because that's a Denver city ordinance right now. You can get a ticket if you don't have a mask on right now. Anyway, so yeah, we have that. So that starts this weekend. But dive programs, I don't know when they're gonna start up again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that makes
So,
sense. Especially if you guys are like, renting regulators and
well,
that.
we own everything, so that's kind of nice, and we supply everything because of cross contamination. So I'm losing signal. I'm gonna go back down to where it was.
Okay. Well, at least we're getting kind of a tour of the place.
Yeah. Oh, there's Stingray Reef. Here we go. I'll go back.
Oops, yeah, there
So
we go.
little cow nose rays.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
I love them.
They're so cute.
Yeah. And then let's see, there is the shark exhibit. I don't know. This is kind of cool. The moon jelly. Sorry, I might probably give you a headache with all the moving around I'm doing.
That's okay. I'm enjoying it. I think I can see the mermaids there too, so that's okay.
All right. So yeah, tour.
Yay! Well,
Yay.
thanks. So, which
Speak.
one of these? I know they call them enclosures. They're not called tanks. They're called enclosures or
They're actually called
habitats.
exhibits. Exhibits.
Exhibits.
Yes. Or habitat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or habitat. I've been corrected many times by many different aquarium people.
Yeah.
So, where do within all this stuff, where do the mermaids do their thing?
Yeah. So I can actually take you over to the under the sea. Um, that's Joel. Say hi, Joel.
Okay.
I hope I don't lose you, but I think I should be okay. So I'll go in here. We do have the lights off for part of the exhibit, but it should, yeah, I'm still showing signal.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the exhibit.
Wow. Oh, we're losing you now. Nope, we lost her. There you are. I hear you.
Okay. Can you see?
You can see a little bit, yeah. So you
Okay.
can see it's a big aquarium glass. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is almost 15 feet. And where they do their show, I do not have signal there, so I'll just
Okay.
come back out here.
That's okay.
So yeah, that's where they do the show. Where we have normally we have anywhere from 7 to 10 shows a day, and each show is about 11 minutes long.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. How many?
Yes.
And you said that you told me before that this is a big. The mermaids are a big draw for you guys.
Big, massive draw. Yeah, because they get requested for private parties. We do a lot of special events here, and the mermaids are a part of that, so they can be a part of those programs as well as just our average daily routine of doing the shows.
Mm-hmm. So
And then
they easily do more than those 10 or 12 shows. They can obviously do more than that during the day then.
Absolutely. And then we do meet and greets where that's dry side meet and greets. They have a little, it's a shell cart, kind of looks like a magic carpet with shells. Yeah. Yeah. So then they can do birthday parties. So we have a huge variety of programs.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I met you, last year, and outside of like WikiWatchy, I really didn't know that anything like this existed, except for maybe like the dive bar or something. You
Yeah.
know, so this was really a cool thing, and that you guys do it way different than I told you, like way different than what they do in redneck Florida.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me about like what, or tell the mermaids that are watching, because I see a bunch came in. You can tell me what, you know, I guess like I don't know how to ask it. I'm trying to think of the words, but like what a show would entail on a performer's perspective. So not so
Gotcha.
much of what you're watching, but what the mermaid would have to be able to, what the mermaid does during that 11
Absolutely.
minutes.
Yeah, so our program is based off of free diving. So it's based off of kind of the understanding of basic free diving. Our maximum depth is, like I said, 15 feet. Our dining room exhibit is also the same depth. But they do a choreographed show where they're mouthing lines to a show underwater, holding their breath. And we have underwater speakers so the mermaids can hear the program going on, and then obviously they're lip syncing essentially to the show. We do have a safety diver in the water when that's happening because of the amount of time that they are holding their breath for. They have about 11 to 12 lines per show, and there's usually 3 mermaids in each of the shows. And I think the longest breath hold is around 52 seconds. And they're coming up, taking one breath, and then going back down again. So it is rather quick.
That is, that's, as a free diver, I can tell you that that's challenging, and I'm sure that they're moving during that period too. So they're burning air. So, like not only moving, because people don't know that you moving your mouth and your eyes is a lot of muscle. So that burns a lot of oxygen, and so that's why,
Yes.
like when we do static breath holds, we encourage you to close your eyes and
Yes. Yes.
relax your face and all that kind of stuff. So, um, and then they're swimming on top of it, so those are big muscles of the core, and the tail is heavy. So my gosh, 52 seconds is a really long breath hold in that
Yeah.
experience, in that situation, and then to come up and take one breath and go back down.
Yeah.
Without,
Their
you know,
tail weighs 45 pounds, so it actually helps them because they are the silicone tails. So that is helping them with their effort to get down. But it is 100% dynamic breath hold instead of static.
mm-hmm.
So yeah,
That's hard. That's
it
really
is.
no,
It's
that
a
is
hard
hard.
training. It's a hard training, and the requirements and the tryout is difficult. I try not to sugarcoat it when people come and want to try out, just based off of the physical requirements alone are pretty challenging.
I would think so. Now you mentioned before that there's like a something that reminded me of my free dive instructor training, where it's like down and up, like you go down, you hit the bottom, you come back up, take one breath, go back down. How many, like, so, and at your depth it's 15 feet. That's still significant, especially when you're coming up and hitting one breath and going right back down. Is there a
Yes.
surface interval, or what's the interval for that in the training?
It depends on the line, but 2 to 3 of the lines are around 15 seconds of surface interval, and then they get about a 30-second surface interval before their next section of their part. So each one, they do get a little bit longer break as the show goes through, but at the start, it's pretty quick.
That's very quick. And like I said, I remember doing, what did I have to do? Like 5 by 60 feet, or 5 by 20
I think it was
meters,
six,
I think.
yeah,
And
60
then so
feet.
you go down, you bounce off the plate, you come back up, and you breathe up for 30 seconds, and you do it again, breathe up for 30 seconds. That was by far the hardest thing I had to do. The 100-foot dive in my free dive training was nothing compared to that bitch. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I am like, my chest just burns
Oh
thinking
yeah,
about that. And the fact that
yeah,
they do that on every show really is a testament to their fitness and their ability and their athleticism and their brain. I mean, the mental game of that, holy crap.
yeah.
So that's intense. So it sounds like these mermaids go through some significant free dive training then to be ready for something like this.
They do. I run them through. I mean, they have to have swimming ability to start. They have to be comfortable holding their breath, or really is quite difficult because we have a six training session to get all 3 parts of the show. So you just can't come and say I like the water and I wear a tail occasionally. You need to come with some type of breath holding background. And that doesn't mean you have to be a free diving. You'd have to be certified as a free diver, but you do have to be comfortable with that. So we've got a lot of synchronized swimmers. A lot of rowers are really good at learning that. And obviously competitive swimmers, that helps. Our show is a little bit different in the sense that when they're mouthing the words, we're trying to keep that image of this is truly an underwater creature. So bubbles can't come out of your mouth when you're mouthing the words. There's a lot of requirements that Landry's facility has in the stipulations. So.
Yeah, well, that definitely keeps it magical, and there's no bubbles, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just perfect. So, yeah, I mean, it really sounds intense, and that these girls are fit. So,
Oh yeah.
it's something for people to think about. If it's a direction that they want to go sometime in their mermaid life, that how,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fit. I mean, that's like, I can't stress enough, you guys, mermaids out there, that is legitimately difficult, and I'm not sugarcoating that by any stretch at all.
No, no. When we do the audition, we have to be very transparent. I don't want to surprise anybody. I want them to watch the show before they even come to audition. They need to understand what they're getting into. And I mean, we supply all the gear, tops, tails, everything. So everything's provided here. And with that benefit, you need to come ready to work and be in shape.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, like that sounds really intense. So if someone came, so if someone was gonna, what do you put them through during the audition?
Sure.
That's the question now. Like, know where they're gonna get to. And then the question is like, how do you know they're ready to go there? You know?
Yeah. So the first one is just a interview face to face. We are a for-profit facility, so it's like auditioning for a Broadway part. You need to look a specific way. I don't mean that there's a one mold for the mermaid. It's just there's certain criteria that this company asks for. And then if we, personality is huge. You got to be able to engage with kids. You're going to get strange questions like, what do you eat? Well, you can't really say like cheese nips and stuff like that, like seaweed cake. You need to be able to respond with a really good question and answer. And also, we get a lot of, are you real? And depending on the parent, you have to be quick on your answer on, you know, are those knees in your tail? Things like that. So that's a part of the first step. And then after that, and we ask them back to the first in-water audition, we get them in wetsuits and take them into the exhibit that I showed you earlier. And they're not in a tail at this point. We need to see that they're comfortable diving down into the water, that they have good technique, just diving without their legs being glued together. Their breath hold needs to be apparent that they're comfortable doing that. And also, we're in salt water with fish. So everybody, you know, is maybe great in a pool, but now you add some salt water and your eyes are going to be open in the salt water. Can you handle a blurred fish going by your face without, you know, shooting to the surface? So
that was my next question. My next
yeah.
question was like, do you make them do it without a mask right away? I mean,
yes. So we start them with a mask. And then after that, then we move at the end of it, we say, are you ready to take off the mask? And the first thing that we ask them to do after they take off the mask is go to the show rock. And we have handles placed in specific areas. So they do have somewhere to hold on to, because that's important to be able to stay stable while you're mouthing the words. Mm-hmm. And they do the ABC track. So the ABC track, the A, B, C, D, and they're, you know, animated and using their arms, and you don't want to look labored in the face. So if you're doing it like A, B, C, D, that's not, that doesn't look good. Right. Yeah, you have to look like you were born underwater. That's very much a part of it.
Yeah.
So once they get through that and they've done the ABC track and they haven't bolted to the surface and they seem like they're comfortable and that they have good breath hold, then we bring them back for the second audition, and that's where we put them in a tail. They get to try out the tail. Our tails have the shooter monofin in it, so it's a pretty stiff tail, not kind of like some of the other tails that a lot of people I've seen use. Because you do have to hold your position, and that weight is important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's how, obviously Finniss monofin is swimmer-based monofin. That's not like a mermaid-based monofin. So it
Correct. Correct.
makes
Yeah.
sense. So wow,
Yeah.
that's intense. It's like definitely putting them through the well, And you mentioned that thing about it being like a certain look they're going for, which is understandable. Even Disney has the bone structure they look for in their princesses. And if you notice, all those girls look the same when they have their makeup on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's understandable that there's a specific look outside of
We
being fit.
Yeah,
So
we don't go that far. We do like a variety of appearances. Um, Obviously, shape is to a certain extent, but I wouldn't say that we're very
as
regimented
strict
in
as
that.
Disney.
Yeah,
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 that's
we
well,
don't.
Disney's. In my opinion,
Yeah,
Disney's a cult. So
yeah,
that's
we don't have a cult here.
yeah, no cults,
No,
no cults.
no.
But that's really interesting. Well, that's all really interesting. I mean, that's just like something that, like I said, I never like for me coming from my background had like really nothing to do with mermaids forever, and until I realized that mermaids were a real thing, and I wasn't just giving this up in my head. But so that's just insane. Thank you so much for sharing all this.
Yeah, you're
It's really
welcome.
interesting. I think there were some questions answered in the chat. I think those questions were answered. I think you did a
Yeah,
great job.
thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome. So,
Thanks for having me.
oh, thank you for joining us. If you guys missed, I know some people joined late. So, you guys, this is Wendie. She is from
Hi.
the Downtown Denver Aquarium. Or is it Denver Downtown Aquarium?
Downtown
Downtown.
Aquarium, Denver. Because there's
Oh
one
my
in
gosh.
Houston, there's one in Houston, there's one in Nashville. So we're all the same company. There's actually
Okay.
mermaids in Nashville as well. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
the
that's good
aquarium
to
in
know.
Nashville.
Does not.
They're seasonal. They're not. We have the most as far as shows on a daily basis. They do seasonal things there. So for the
Okay.
traveling
But still,
mermaid, that would be a great opportunity.
a great opportunity. What time of
Yeah.
year? I think summertime, I guess, because it snows over there. But it snows in Denver too, so I
Yeah, we have shows during the snow too. But yeah, Nashville,
don't know.
they usually do it around Mother's Day. Holidays is a big one. They do
Okay.
Breakfast with Mermaids. That's kind of a big one as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
because we
I
have a
didn't realize that
restaurant.
there. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I've been to the Landry's restaurant
Yeah,
here
yeah.
when there was one, but there was no mermaids there.
Oh,
Um,
right. Yeah,
Tampa didn't have, I guess they leave it to Wiki Watchy for that experience.
yeah. It's hard to compete with the ones that are already
Compete,
established.
I guess so. Um, and yeah, we kind of talked about that when I spoke to you last time too, and how different that is. So, for those guys joining in, the Wiki Watchy mermaids are here in Florida. For those who don't know who they are, most mermaids would probably know who the Wiki Watchy mermaids are, but they breathe off compressed air. So they breathe it on a tube and they exhale, and there's bubbles, and they use the bubbles to their advantage and do tricks with it. They don't necessarily swim around a whole lot because they hold. Because if technically, if you were to hold your like breathe off of compressed air while you're underwater and hold your breath, you're looking for an injury. So these like your lungs to explode type injury. So that's the dirty way of saying it would be like
Yeah,
it would be some a trauma, but
right. A
um
barotrauma.
a barotrauma. But I'll just say your lungs are going to pop.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
It wouldn't be good. So those mermaids don't really swim around so much as they hold neutral buoyancy and kind of dance. So there's a big difference in what what the mystic mermaids do at this aquarium versus what the Wikiwachi mermaids do. And it's interesting. Both require some significant skill and fitness to accomplish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And in the wiki, I mean, how cold? What's the temperature of the tank the mermaids are swimming in?
76.
Oh my gosh, it's 4 degrees warmer than Wikiwashi.
Yeah.
That's still pretty chilly. You're gonna get cold then.
Yeah. Yeah. The fish don't like warmer water. So really it's their home and we're just kind of tapping into it. So, or swimming into it. And the water temperature, plus it also helps with breath holding as you learned in free diving. The cooler temperature is going to help with your breath holding. So that's a part of it as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, Is there a place to see these mermaids online? That was the question.
Yes, so they are on YouTube, some of their shows. They are older videos, but the Mystic Mermaids at the Denver Aquarium are online, and you can see one of their shows. I think actually two of their shows are on there.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
um. And what kind of? I know this is going to be a question. I'm just going to ask it because this is the way mermaids are. What kind of tails do you guys use?
So, so we have been